Hey guys, time to translate this energy. Why did I tilt my face like that? I don't know. It's time to translate this energy to see where our blind spots are at or what we just need to know, do any confirmations. I really don't have too much to talk about. Um, I'm doing this translation later in the day, but energy is timeless. Um, I just today decided to clean my colon. So I've been cleansing myself throughout the day and I feel actually good. I'm just wondering how long I'm gonna do it for. Um, which is the main aspect when it comes to that is flushing myself out. Um, which I'm using something that I learned from the master cleanse. Um, honey, I'm just in a really calm energy right now, honestly, as I always am, and that's making me say a lot. You probably can tell by just the way I'm speaking. I'm just in a very calm energy, honestly. Um, but as I was saying, I learned from the master cleanse. The first step was flushing yourself out, which is consuming of salt and water, and it literally flushes you like a toilet, which helps you like cleanse yourself out. And I just feel the energy for myself now to be cleansing myself out. Um, I just been dealing with a lot of different energies, and it's just gotta balance it out for myself personally. Something I do often, but I'm in that stage right now where I'm cleansing myself out, and it made me feel like I was cleansing my colon, like. um, and what I'm drinking is water and tuna salt, tuna seasoning. I believe I'm saying it right. It's a seasoning that is, it's like a orangish yellow color. I'm enjoying it a lot. I like the taste of it instead of using cayenne pepper. I'm gonna add some things to it, like cough drops to like consume of the day. But yeah. Oh, and to make the sea salt easier, cause oh my god, drinking the sea salt is it's intriguing, yo. The body be like, what is this? Are you trying to kill us or something? So I added Starburst with it to make it a little bit more easier to consume of. It still got the job done, so I'm probably gonna continue to do it that way, just to make that process more easier. Because I did for a minute feel like I was gonna throw up, which I have threw up before off of doing that aspect, but it stayed down. It came out the direction I wanted it to. So other than that, I really don't have anything to talk about at the moment. I have been sharing a lot. I did a lot of sharing today on energy that I was dealing with when it comes to skulls welcoming skulls welcoming returns, which is people coming together and becoming pregnant. The energy that you allowed back, the soul that you allowed back. You need to understand the energy that you're carrying. So I've been translating in that way today. But I decided to also to pull cards because I did say I wanted Wednesday to be my day to translate, which intriguingly, it's like I always translate, yo. Like you, how dare you only pick one day to decide to translate? But it's like there's so many forms that I do it in and that comes in. But I just wanted this day to be for my cards. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with my Oracle um, energy deck, and then I'm gonna do the tarot deck, and then I'm gonna do the traveling deck, and then I'm gonna roll the dice. And I also got the heart out, which is helping me realize we're going to be communicating with the eternal side. And up under sea, which ain't surprising because I did translate new energy coming back. People carrying life right now, they need to understand the energy that they're carrying, which is connected to the solar system because that's what sent it. They collect that. Which I'm actually excited by that aspect of that. I do all that energy. Angel of Death collects both aspects. Happy family! It's Harmony. That's a great card for the first one to come out. Harmony. Patience. What is that? This is in the dark energy. Rest and rejuvenate. This in the dark. This is going with this new life energy. In the dark, you gotta rest and rejuvenate. Patience, happy family. Which compliments my flower. It's pure energy. On top of blooming aspect. I got a flower on my hand. Which is intriguing because this flower on my hand, it used to be, what still is, it's just covered up. It's abundant. If you unfold the rose, you will see my initials up under there, flying out of a cloud of stars. But it's a butterfly with my initials on it, flying out of a cloud of stars, carrying a cross. That's what's up under this rose. It was my first tattoo I ever got. It's on my hand, but I got it covered up. I got inspired by somebody I was talking to. He drew a flower on my hand, and it was so gorgeous. And I went and got one. The Thinking Woman. Are you getting downloads? Oh, that's so beautiful. To be able to recognize that. Are you receiving downloads? Or can you communicate with your child? Are you communicating with your child? Or with the eternal aspect? It's one of the same within the aspect that I'm explaining it in. But the Thinking Woman is coming off as that. Because you're connected. Happy family. Are you connected with your child? You can communicate with your child. Whether you know it or not, you might just be feeling. You know, people sometimes they get pregnant, they like, I'm all emotional and things like that. It's the energy you're carrying, yo. What are their emotions? That's why at the moment I'm happy I get to be able to translate and on top of that learn at the same time, because energy that I just picked up on was new to me also. Like not having sex while you're pregnant. Like I'm 1,000% guilty of that, you know. But it's like even within me translating it within that moment, it's like I knew better, but I didn't, because it's like you're carrying a whole child, yo. Like, what did you mean you didn't know that you pretty much was having a threesome? You know, you're like, you just have sex in front of your child or with your child? Like, how you didn't know that, yo? But I really didn't know that. I didn't think that far and deep into it. You know, it's like, that's why I used to say a lot, and I still do feel this way. First child, oops, my bad, yo. I didn't know. You know, next time, I know, you know. Which that's actually, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard for me, because, like, I'm gonna have that bond with my child. I don't think I'm gonna be so desperate to have sex, you know, if that makes sense. Now that I know better, but a lot of people, they still just like, whoa, you got me messed up. But even with the energy that I translate a lot, I work on building, extending families where it's like you have a whole nother person, yo. Like, if we're not interacting, you have a whole nother god doggone partner. Where it's not really a big deal. But ones outside of that, it's like, respect the process, yo. You only got 9 months. You can't hold off that long. You should never even started. You know? The world. That's just what it is. Patience. You gotta wait. You're building something. And, hold on. The refrigerator's not closed. But, you just gotta be patient in that process. That's what I'm getting at. The world. This is a fixing aspect. This world card is a strong one. It's fixing things. This trauma that blindly got done is getting fixed, if that makes sense. As do I just sat there and said, you're not supposed to be sexually active when you're pregnant. You're a pregnant woman. You should not be having intercourse, sexual intercourse with anybody until that child comes out. It's kind of interesting to me, because me even saying it, because I normally hear guys be like, "You're so much wetter when you're pregnant." Guess what? It's a whole other person in there. You don't think that? It's an extra in there, you know, like the footerities. But it also helps me understand why sometimes guys really do wander off. Like, majority of times, females that's pregnant, 100% you get cheated on. Somehow, your partner just wander right on off. I even had that process happen to me being pregnant. Like, person I was with, like, I got pregnant and somehow they just wander off. Either they may feel it, whether they really, how can I explain that? It's like they knew better, but they didn't know that they knew better. Because they might not be sexually active with you. They're not supposed to be. Or they participated in a sexual activity, enjoyed it, and now they want to wander off. It's like they already got that taste of cheating on you. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But things like that repeats over and over where it's a normal aspect for that to happen. Because your parents probably did it. Your grandparents probably did that same aspect. Because they didn't know better. That fixing has to happen. That's a trauma really early. That's unawarely but awarely happening. If that makes sense. And you got the happy family. When you know better, things get done much better. I have to speak on that aspect too. That's the same energy I translated. That's the same aspect. There are some that practice in this aspect where they do mingle in with their family. Like they are all warily understanding as to we mingle with each other. We're sexually with each other. There's some that do that. That aspect is fine. If y'all all aware of it, there is no hidden traumas. Everybody is okay with that aspect. I'm not referring to you ones, you know, but that was part of my translation I had recently done, and it took me back to in the garden. How you are able to recognize a problem within your foundation when somebody dabbled in it. It's like you're reflecting outside of this aspect, or somebody else is reflecting you outside of this aspect, which honestly took me into a cult aspect where I only know it personally within a white aspect, white people's aspect, where they normally learn from each other. Like, I don't know how to explain it really. Where they learn from each other and they just stick within their own aspect. I know there's other aspects that do that, but from my understanding, the way that I was receiving it, once I thought about it, it took me in that aspect where if one of them was to mess with somebody outside of there, you're going to recognize, not only is the color going to change, but you're going to recognize your genetics in them. Even a spiritual aspect. Like, how are you capable of doing that unless you did this? Like, it just took me to a black and white form where you couldn't hide that you did this. It's that energy. It goes with that happy family energy. And ones that do, dabble within a family aspect. When I say dabble, yes, they're sexual with them. Everybody's aware that it's happening. They don't hide from the world. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the ones that do that and they try to hide. And it's like, you can't. It's an aspect of awareness to that already, if that makes sense. It comes off like a protection shield, honestly, where you're able to recognize if something's wrong in your foundation because of that. It's like the apple was a family. And somebody dabbled in it and they reflected it. That was part of a translation I just recently did. I can't remember which one it was. I was speaking of that aspect. I feel that energy to speak about it again when it comes to the happy family. And the world card came out. It's changes and fixes that's happening. And it comes with patience. And the clock is important. Time is important. Actually, I was unsure of what made me lead to that, but I feel like it goes with this translation. I found the skeleton on Google, and it had a clock between its legs. It's the same aspect when it comes to patience. This clock right here is really important. And it got the same exact time on it. It's a 10 and 2. And when I thought of it, I thought like spooky time in the dark, and then the second house, which is financial. And the 10th house is another house that I just recently realized with another translation I was doing that I even had a hard time explaining, honestly. The way that I shaped the triangle, not triangle, pardon me, the arrow, it reminded me of the same way I learned about the 10th house. It was the duty, which was two people coming together, and then it was a stem that like led to whatever happened with them coming together. One took a service aspect and the other one took the duty aspect, if that makes sense. But it come from the spirit aspect. One is really connected to the duty, and the other one have a service to do, which maybe, you know, work, provide, I don't know, shelter. The other one, it's like a duty where it's like you communicate with the eternal aspect, like them still being in the womb, still in your womb and connected to the umbilical cord. Y'all are still connected like that energetically, and that's what's being more aware of that's happening. That's what I'm translating, is that connection that's still happening, is still there. It's just getting more enhanced to be able to navigate better. The Heart of Ages, you came out again. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're right here by the Rest and Rejuvenate. Okay. And the Manhole and the Coin. Well, there's a lot of cards right here. I look at all of them. The Manhole and the Coin. Attachment is in reverse. Oh, I feel like this goes with what I just was explaining. Attachment. Some things is not really an attachment. Like you may feel attached to do certain things, but you're not meant to do that. I feel like I can use myself as an example, honestly, because the way I've been operating, and I know I'm supposed to be operating this way, but I did have a little tug of war within myself and other people as to what is parenting. What am I supposed to do as a parent? Am I supposed to just go and buy all this financial stuff, you know? For me, I operate more on a spiritual aspect. I would know if something is wrong with my child. You know, I can guide in that form of a way. But people expect me to do other. You know, they don't expect me to even know what's something wrong with my child. You know, if the doctors say it didn't happen, it didn't happen. It's like, yo, I know my child. Yo, quit playing with me. But that's some actual stuff that really happened to me. And they just was looking at me like, what are these? It was interesting. But the fifth chakra, Gabriel, he come out. Archangel Gabriel, broken heart, in the sun, in victory. That sounds like what I just explained, honestly. Intriguing. Let me go over to tarot. We got the energy they gave a whole lot. Got the happy family, patience, rest and rejuvenate. That dark energy, because it's in the dark. You're not seeing it. But I want to say you're feeling it and hearing it. It's taking me in the womb aspect. Like, you're not seeing your child, but you know they're in there. You feel them. You're like, you need to rest and rejuvenate. Thinking woman, you're communicating with your child. The same way you would connect with the eternal aspect. Because it's one of the same. It's the same. You're carrying the whole galaxy. It's kind of funny because like the stomach normally forms a round shape. You're carrying a galaxy. It is funny. I thought about it actually before I started recording this. Because I feel like I keep emphasizing on this by different translations I'm doing. Because I'm receiving it. And I talked about it before because I even want a child. You know, I've been on crave.com mode, getting the baby. Crave.com mode. It's not so simple to get pregnant, okay? It's just not. Definitely when you know better. It's not like you just can go have sex with anybody. You know, it'd be foolish. You would be backstepping. Just gotta be right. And the funny thing with me even saying that, it's not even a financial aspect what makes you gotta be right. It's the energy's gotta be right. Gotta like have the same purpose aspect, you know. Both understand the eternal aspect. You gotta be spiritual people. You just got to be. Or it's gonna be just no bueno. Cause like this energy I'm picking up is energy where y'all going to grow literally together. Like the eternal aspect is literally gonna let you and others witness a whole miracle. If that makes sense. Which is actually exciting, but a lot of people don't have that much faith to think that's gonna happen. I think they have to be financially stable before that happens. It's like the eternal aspect is gonna give you a child and you have to listen to that guidance and you will be able to build as you go. So by the time the child here, you're already built. If that makes sense, like it's the most extraordinariest thing ever. But that's the energy. That's what it's gonna be. And not just for myself, for others, but it's you gotta have faith in it. And it gotta be done right on top of that. But I feel like the first word I said was enough. Faith. And patience. But let's see what tarot got. Justice. World Healer of Ages. The world. This is somebody looking out at the world. That's intriguing. Pregnant energy. Do not let too many people touch your belly. Pregnant people, do not let too many people touch your belly. Definitely random stranger people. Do not let them do it. That's an important aspect. I feel like I need to say it again. Do not let them touch your belly. You're looking at other things other than your foundation. Happy family, patience, thinking woman, the world. You're looking at everything else but your foundation, your manifestation. This is another one that people are not too comfortable with. Being pregnant and still wanting to work, do certain things in that aspect, you can't. You have to literally focus on that aspect because this is what's going to help you ascend. Your child, your galaxy you're carrying is what's going to help you ascend. A lot of people say, you got to make all these changes because I'm pregnant, or I don't have to change because I'm pregnant in this aspect. Yes, you do. You have to focus on your child, your seed, your galaxy you're carrying. It's what's going to have you ascend. In this aspect, you're looking at other things. You might have other kids. You might be attending to them. That's a hard one, but this one is important. Not saying that the other ones ain't important, but this energy's come off. You're not paying attention to what you're carrying. is divine communication. You have it with you, but you don't believe. You have it. You may be praying. You're praying, but your answer is with you. You're carrying your answer with you. You're carrying what you're praying to. Intriguing. And that's the justice aspect. That's super intriguing. The world card in reverse. Because it's here with you. You have it with you. This come off like a change of perspective also. Seeing things in a different perspective. I feel like I just explained that. King of Swords. Hello, Justice. An exchange. What is that? I'm not sure what that is. King of Swords. It's a guy dealing with justice. Then you got an exchange of foundations. What are you exchanging? How about that? It came out doubled. That's extraordinary. Not me flipped up. It's a lot that flipped up. That's freaking extraordinary. Happy ending came out twice. That one says happy family. This is looking at your foundation. Alright, there's a lot of cards came out. Give me a minute. Options. King of Sword. King of Justice. Got options. This is coming off an energy as to having multiple families. And you made this change with somebody else, so you got a new family. And there's communication with whatever seed has been planted. There's divine communication in that aspect. And you're going to see it. It's all lined up. It goes with the first card, Happy Family. First card that came out. But you have a whole other family. Well, you might not be together, baby mamas, people go in that form of a way. You have other baby mamas. That's probably where your attention is at. Is in your other foundations. You got other cups. You got other baby mamas. This one, where you should be paying attention at, it's in reverse because you're not paying attention. This divine communication, either it has not happened or it's just unaware of. But you have divine communication with this seed. I say cheed. What is that? With this seed, whatever seed this is, it's a divine connection. And that could be why the world card is in reverse. You're not paying attention to that area. Which I think I just hit that already. I did say that already. So I feel like it has not come into fruition yet. Or it has and it's just getting missed. But there's divine communication, which seems like how would that get missed? But the female would definitely recognize it. The thinking woman came out. And the man holding the coin will be the King of Swords. He placed it there. That's so intriguing. That is out of this deck. Let's go over to traveling. What's going on? Traveling. That's amazing. I'm really happy that came out twice. It's the harmony and harmony. Both people got to be spiritual, not just one. That might be the other problem, not the other problem, but the lack of awareness in other structures. I even can speak on that because I live in that type of situation with having a child, and I'm spiritual, nobody else is. It's an intriguing aspect to live with daily. Nothing really gets done for the most part because they don't believe. Both aspects has to believe to get this divine communication. Or of course you will have it, but it get missed. My nail just freaking broke. I got such thin freaking nails. They drive me crazy. I've been actually trying to work on growing my nails, but they're so sharp and thin that they break so easily. But I normally cut them because they're so sharp. And I normally scratch myself or other people easily. But I'm gonna tend to let them grow just because. Yeah, I just broke one, which is intriguing. Need a lift. What happens when the air goes out of one of our car tires? We can't go anywhere. That's when we need a car jack to change the flat tire and put on a spare flat tire and put on a spare. The car jack pumps up the car a little higher so we can replace the bad tire with a good one. I just feel like this is the energy. This is going with where attention is at. How intriguing. On bad days, you may feel like you have a flat tire. Nothing seems to go right for you, and God may seem very far away. Jesus can be like that car jack that lifts us up higher so we can see things a little better. He takes away the old flat feelings and makes us feel more like smiling. That's nice. That's nice. The next time you start to frown, let Jesus give you a lift. Let him put his arms around you and make you happy again. You fill me with joy. Psalm 16, 11 16.11. Psalms. I feel like just go with this exchange of energy. Just going with new foundation that's not being paid attention to. Because that goes with energy as into. Sometimes people have to repeat lessons over and over. I got my whole shadow with me. I just realized my shadow is behind me. That's so funny. But sometimes you repeat lessons over and over and over and over again. Lessons are good things. People say mistakes, because you got baby mamas. So you don't have like two. You got a few of them for sure. Or maybe you only got two, but apparently you got a whole new one. Apparently you got a whole new one. I give myself chuckles sometimes. But seriously, that aspect is going to uplift you. It's going to bring what brings you joy. Because it's not a resistance. Things are going to flow the way it's supposed to. Now, if you're somebody who has baby mamas and y'all all in harmony with each other, I'm not talking to you. For the most part, because you still can run into somebody and realize you have a spiritual connection with them, and I got a divine goddamn baby. Not saying we all are, but the level of awareness to it is something totally different. If that makes sense. What's it going to be able to get done the way it should be? Need a lift. He needs some inspiration. You need some inspiration? Roadmap to heaven. There you go. Find somebody that's in harmony with you. Roadmap to heaven. That's amazing, honestly. Be on guard. What is this, be on guard? Are you thirsty? Outside invaders. Outside invaders. Invaders. This energy is so strong and potent and important. This is where distractions fly in very quickly. People, they normally say people don't want to see y'all together, just happy, random people just flock themselves towards you. Be on guard of that. Don't fall for it. Cause that's surely what's coming. It came back to back. Be on guard and are you thirsty? Mm-hmm. And it's coming as a distraction form to take you off balance, where you will wander off and cheat and mess up your connection because that energy is going to repeat back in a shadow form. Whether your child have to live that aspect out, or it just will happen within your family where maybe your spouse do the same exact thing because maybe she's feeling lonely or something. Who knows? But it's going to repeat in that form of a way. It's trauma, repeating trauma. Gee, that's so sad a little bit, but it seems so obvious, but it's not. It comes in so many different forms. As in who I just sat there and said, even females, they're carrying a child, but they don't want to stop working, or I don't know, simple things like that. But like, you have to. Shoot, Rest and Rejuvenate came out, but they're like, how my bills and all this gonna get paid? Faith.com. This aspect is that energy. It's gonna have you set. But patience did come out. I'm not saying this for that, but patience did come out. The reward is so worth it. That's what it came at. The reward is so worth it. The wait is worth it. Are you thirsty? Ay, ay, ay. I think I'm gonna pull from tarot. I'm gonna pull from tarot for this one really quick. Be on guard. You're gonna have distractions coming, left or right. Just make me think of how I hear people say, as soon as you get in a relationship, all of a sudden everybody wants you. Like, wait, hold on. Just a minute ago, nobody wanted me. I'm with somebody, and now everybody back then didn't want me. Now I'm hot. Oh, I give myself chuckles, but that's literally the energy. Like, soon as you are right on the right track, that's where they gonna come. The question is it genuine? Who knows? I want to say no, but I'm gonna leave it at who knows, just because I do deal with extending energy. But Be on Guard did come out, so use your own discernment in that. It's got the world in the hand. It's your child telling you this. Your child is telling you this. Your child is telling you to be on guard. Your child is the same as the eternal aspect. They're telling you to be on guard. How intriguing, huh? I feel like this is that Ripley's Believe It or Not. It's your child telling you. I feel like this can be in the womb or outside of the womb. However it goes, it's your child telling you. Be on guard. And are you feeling thirsty? Your child may know that your spouse is trying to wander off. Plug in the key. Just feeling like we're starting all the way over. This is, you gotta be active. Gotta get active. Which is kind of intriguing. I feel like that's the energy I've been in. It's been having me eat a lot, which is taking me into cleanse myself out, My emotions been on the rise. honestly, which have me eating so much. And it's like I be eating so much that I don't even feel full. It's kind of weird to say. I like I used to put lip moisture on my little lips. Where it's like I literally don't feel full. Like my stomach still be rumbling. Like I'm a whole pregnant person. Like it's crazy. Cause like I just ate. Why is my stomach rumbling? I have to go eat again. And then I probably still don't be hungry. Or I'd be ready to go to bed, honestly. Like I'm already picking up that energy, but it's the energy. It is the bloom time. But on top of that, I think it's my body naturally picking up something supposed to be happening. I've been off my Mirena. I don't know, since like the beginning of the year or last year. I took it out. I took it out on my own. I actually shared how to remove an IUD because I took it out myself. I had the Mirena in, and it got time to take it out, and I was unsure if I was going to be able to get to the doctors. I was like, you know what? I can do this my doggone self. Or at least I wanted to. Because there's times where I dig up in myself, and I feel the strings. So I looked it up on YouTube or whatever, and I realized other people have done it, and they took them and ran out themselves. And I found one, and I liked it a lot. And I did it myself. I got in the shower, and I pulled it out. Like, it took a little minute because it got a little slippery, but once I got the strings, it came right on out like a tampon. It reminded me of a tampon, yo. It was intriguing. But I shared that on my YouTube. You can find it if you want to. How to take out an IUD, because I thought it was amazing. And the shape of it also made me think of a tampon. How it strings, but when it get up in you, it just blows up. And even the energy I'm translating now, it's in that same shape of a form, like a triangle. And my IUD was in that same form of a shape where it's like a string or like I say a stem. And then it went off into like an arrow form. It was the same aspect. And I think my body just is going through a recognition aspect as to it's not in there and I'm supposed to be receiving. Because I do believe I probably got pregnant before in November. Because if I was counting, if I counted correctly, if I know how to do it correctly, I actually got pregnant in this time. Like I had my son in August. He's an August baby, and if I added up, from December to August, I believe that's how it goes. I'm not honestly sure. I'm not gonna act like I know how, but it'd be my body recognizing like we were pregnant during this time. But it's that time, which I've been picking up this energy a lot. Gather, because the solar system is sending out energy. So it's a good time to make it happen. But don't make it happen if you're not a believer, because you're just going to be popping out more babies and probably not understanding them, but people going to do it regardless. But for my faithful ones and who want that guidance, it's that time to mingle, gather, as they were telling me to say. Gather. It's gather time. We got 1, 4, 2, and 1. I'm gonna use houses in these aspects. Got the first house, which this is the starting aspect for me. We're getting to know yourself literally, and that's really a good thing to do right now, so you can understand the energy you're carrying. Then you got the 4. It's roots also. It's like literally y'all gonna learn together. Well, I want to say y'all are one of the same. And then finances. You got the house of finances that came out. Second house, to me, it goes with finances, which, if you listen to guidance, it will guide you the way you need to for your finances. And it's going to be based off your family. You're literally going to grow with your family. Your structure comes from your family because of a divine communication and guidance. And it's with the woman because the woman is carrying it. The thinking woman came up. Is there anything else? Let's see what the book got for us really quick. We're just gonna randomly open. You got financial contracts. That is amazing. Upright. This card shows an old-fashioned safe with little money but lots of cobwebs and dust. Money may be tight at this time, so retain in your spending and be, I don't know what the heck this word is. I don't know what that word is, so we're gonna skip over it. I don't know the words, so we're gonna skip over it. About the financial requirements in your life. This is not a time of intellectual. I don't know that word there, so we're gonna skip it. So be aware of what's really important. Be aware of what's really important. If you don't know the word, move on. It's not important. The book says it. I give myself chuckles, but seriously, that's what it says. Be aware of what's really important and be considerate choosing your expendence. It goes with distractions. This is what are you paying attention to? It goes to what you're paying attention to. You're not paying attention to the right aspect. Your money is in a different direction. It's a new aspect. And then that's a hard one. It's so hard just because adding people into that aspect is not smart to do. Definitely if you have drama in these other aspects with baby mamas or even baby daddies, but I feel like these are female aspects. Baby mamas, it's not good to mix with your new one. And I feel need to say it's not that the kids can't play together, but there is a but there. You have a spiritual child dealing with unspiritual children. There's going to be intriguing aspects that happen. That's why it's a hard one. This is a sacrifice aspect for sure. But finances may be low, which that's why I said it from the beginning. As to this is not a finance aspect when it comes to how you started off. It will flourish financially over time. You will grow with your family by divine communication. It's so funny that came out. Financial contracts. Your faith is going to be your contract to your finances. And they got the 13 on there, which I think that is so freaking awesome. Actually, was that my last translation I did? Or I was just chatting with you guys. I think I was just chatting with you guys. Contract came out in that too. The one I had a hard time explaining. It came out with contract about pretty much this energy. It's a spirit guiding your child, but it's from the solar system. It's like the solar system up here. They come down here. They always with us, you know. We are them, but some people just unaware of it. As into, I feel like I can use myself as an example. Because when I was younger, I always knew things. I always had guidance. I just wasn't so sure where it was from. You know, I just knew that I knew things. I normally stayed to myself, but I always knew things. Which is kind of funny. My mom used to call me Lois Lane because I knew everything, but even in that aspect, it's like, is that a bad thing? That's a whole lane of knowing things. That's smartypants.com. You know everything. It's a lane. Just like the rainbow, you are in that lane of knowing every doggone thing. But the way my mom said it was like a bad thing because, parents like to do things that ain't always the most funnest and pleasantest, if that makes sense. And they expect kids not to know, you know, what be going on, but normally we do. People normally, when they go back and they think about their childhood, they knew way more than adults thought they did. For some reason, adults think that kids really are clueless. It's intriguing, but they do let you nosy, you know, or don't tell on me, like what the footeries? You're creating a liar. Don't be surprised when they start lying to you. But anywho, you're creating a liar. I'm not. I don't operate that way. I want my child to tell me what's going on. I feel like I shouldn't get upset by anything that they say because, like, this should be like a safe haven or something. Like, what you scared to tell me things for? That's weird. And why should I tell you not to go and tell somebody else something that you seen or heard? Like, you seen it, you heard it. Like, the footeries, like, maybe I should be more wiser with the things that I do around you. Like, because my son would go telling me, heartbeat, but it's like, I really don't care. I don't do anything that I would say I would regret, you know. But some people don't like that, and they would get on a child for doing that. And it's like you create a whole monster of a liar way too early for no reason. But what else is there? I feel like I was talking about something. I got a little distracted. This is my little mixture stuff. Pretty good, honestly. I was talking about something. What the heck was I talking about? What I just translated. I was having a hard time. This energy. Oh, the spirit guiding. Okay. They guide the child, which the child is going to help guide you. It's like you have a whole companion, if that makes sense. But you have the source so close to you. It's like they're always there, but it's literally attached to you. Like we breathe in them, but we just think we don't. And who is them? The eternal aspect. The eternal aspect is what we naturally breathe in and inhale. Breathe in. The breathe and exhale. Is that not the same thing, honey? Look, yo. Metaphorically, it's going with what I'm talking about, because people think that's not the case, but it's like, where do you think your emotions come from when you just randomly get to thinking something? You walk into like a different area and you just picking up energy and nobody's saying nothing. It's like the eternal aspect is always present, even when you're just sitting still, and you just randomly start thinking some things. It's them. Sleeping. It's them. You actually enter into their zone. But we're always in their zone. We just don't be unaware of it. What's that word? Our conscience and our unconscious. Unconscious is always with us, but you have it with you literally. That's the intriguing part. I'm just excited by that part because it's like it's something I'm craving, and it's actually energy that I get to translate because it's actually what's happening. So it's exciting to me personally. It made me think about parenting classes also, which I think I might start latching on to that word a good amount. Just because, no, I have not participated in it honestly, but my next one I do plan on participating in it. But it's like once you get to know yourself, it does make that aspect a lot more funner, I believe. When you know what energy you're dealing with. But I'm gonna wrap this translation up. I feel like I got everything out I needed to. Um, I feel like this was blind spot. This was like lots of blind spots and confirmation. But this is mainly blind spots. But this is just family based. I feel like I want a couple more from out of here. And give me these ones back. Attachment. This energy, I think I started explaining by picking up a different energy from it. The man with the coin and the attachment, you may not be with your spouse. That's the intriguing part. But you're going to be connected to them energetically. And he got a coin, so they may pay child support or something of that nature. I think this is meant to bring a change to that. Because it's in reverse. The attachment is in reverse. It's coming as they're not present. I'm pulling a card for that. It's probably why I need to pull this card. Pull from this deck again. Clarity. I would like a little bit more clarity in this. That made me so happy. What was that? Financial contract. Your child is going to be your financial contract. Your galaxy is going to be your financial contract. Haha. The money. It's your prosperity. This card came out. This was the first card that came out, I believe, when I first got this deck. It's going to be your child that freaking finds it. Not finds it, but leads you to it. Your child is going to guide you. This could be you going to have a boy. You're going to have a boy. Gonna have a boy. It's kind of funny because I was thinking about this doggone card, and it made me think about them flowers back there. Because I went and actually bought me some lavender, and I've been putting it in my hair a lot. And it's the same thing I'm thinking about when I'm looking at this card. It's how you are able to communicate with them. How can I explain that? Senses. Your 5 senses. Which one is your child's best aspect? Which one is yours? It will help comfort you both if you know. Because you will know what to eat or what to smell like, or, to comfort you both. But I did pick up an energy when it came in this form as to a child is like a prisoner. Coming back down here from being out in space, being in air, and then actually being in the human form, it's like jail. It's like you're a prisoner. Your child is a prisoner. And to comfort them in that aspect, and yourself at the same time, because it does cause uncomfort for some people. Back problems and vomiting, and I don't know. I didn't really have those too many problems when my first child, my son. I didn't have those problems. I could have forgot I was pregnant, honestly, and I ate a lot of sweet foods. Honestly, it was comfort. You stuck in there. I'm gonna give you all the sweets you want. I give myself chuckles, but literally that's what won it. When I go back and think about it, it's make the most sense, Remember when you're in jail, you don't think you getting a bunch of sweets in jail. But the heck was I just saying? Oh, he just brought this down to me. I'm drinking. This is my favorite little stuffed animal. It's a sloth, but I call him Gray Stuff because it's gray. Though, like his name should be Gray Stuff. One of his legs disappeared somehow, but we're gonna skip past that part. That part may be irrelevant. I don't know, but I just like the way he looked. He's so gorgeous. And my son just brought it down to me intriguingly. I even though he said it there. Um, he got it from the fair this year. He had won it. That and another stuffed bear that's called Huggy Wuggies, but I like Gray Stuff. Huggy Wuggy looked terrifying. But you know, Huggy Wuggy. I feel like my mind is wondering, but what the heck was I just talking about? And we're gonna wrap this up because I'm starting forgetting. That's no good. Appreciation. But it was in reverse when I grabbed it. Are we not appreciative? Appreciation. Gotta work on appreciation. It was in reverse when I picked it up though, which is coming off as you're not appreciating something. So remember, guys, be kind. You are a reflection. Namaste.